Hi, I'm Suzanne from TVMEG.com. How are you today?
I'm good, Suzanne. Great to be here.
Yeah. How it's based on a true story. How much of it is true?
So we really wanted to follow in the footsteps of the survivor and victim, whose the main storyline is about, it's about 80% of that storyline is really her story. And the other percentage is kind of taken from another victim and pieced together for the Annie fictional narrative. But yeah, it's just really, really kind of focusing on Annie and Annie's story. And then the other kind of cutaways to the victims were really nods toward the circumstances of the real life victims of Billy Mansfield.
So was there really was a man in a white van, or possibly more than one, back then in the 70s as a serial
Yeah,
killer that they
yeah.
never caught?
So there, Billy Mansfield is a known serial killer. He was captured in 1980 in California after the murder of Renee Sailing, and he is incarcerated in California in prison. And our film specifically doesn't really get into the details of calling him out
Right.
specifically. We do, and that's because uh, there's sort of circumstantial evidence that potentially he wasn't the only one involved.
Right.
Um, and so, we've kind of kept that door open.
I know she had a scene in the movie there where someone, I don't know if it was him or his partner, was thanking somebody for bringing the girl. So I thought, oh, what is that about? So,
Well, yeah, no, he comes from a family of, five brothers and a sister. His father was um, a man who had been arrested and incarcerated in Michigan and also in Florida for, sexual assault against minors. He had 40 cases
oh,
against him in Florida and went to prison. He was sentenced for 30 years and he only ended up serving 10
hmm.
before being released. And he was allowed to live out the remainder of his life, the next 12, 14 years or so, in Weeki Wachee, Florida.
Hmm.
Um, so I feel like that was sort of an injustice.
Yeah, definitely. So, since the movie is sort of left open and he didn't get caught in real life till the 80s, well, is it possible to be a sequel?
Well, there's very possible there could be. Yeah, in all honesty, I hope audiences, are do come out to see this film.
Hmm.
It's very much, a go to the movie and see it there. It plays out so much better on a big screen than it does, on a small screen at home or an
Sure.
iPad or an iPhone. So I hope audiences do flock to it at the theater. And yeah, we would love to make a sequel to this film.
Okay. And now you and Sharon Cobb wrote it, correct?
Correct.
And what gave you the idea to make it this story into a movie, or stories, I should say?
Yeah, so it's based on like a real person, a survivor and victim, and her story. And Sharon and I really just wanted to pay homage to that and tell the story from her POV, which is different from most serial killer stories that kind of focus
Sure.
on the serial killer and their MO, or the detective chasing him down,
Right.
journalist kind of following the story. What we found about this was sort of the unique perspective that this was from a tale being told from the victim and survivor's point of view.
Okay. Yeah. What I love about this is it's kind of a horror movie, but it's not gory and you don't see much blood, and it's just suggested, but it's very creepy and scary, even though it's not a, slasher flick or something.
I mean, I love slashers. I love horror films.
Yeah.
Sharon and I actually just wrote a supernatural horror thriller.
Mhm.
Uh, so I very much love all of that. But I think that my directorial sort of style or taste would play more into, theater of the mind. I think
Mhm.
sometimes when you don't know where something is, or you leave a mystery about what happens and you don't show it, sometimes that can be, just a little bit more frightening.
And I also appreciate how accurate it was the 70s, because I was in high school in the 70s, so I
Yeah,
recognize all that stuff.
dig
All
it, dig it. Dig
right.
it.
Yes, I'm supposed to say far out. I know.
Far out.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you talking to me. And I do hope the film is a big success.
Oh, thanks so much, Suzanne. I appreciate it.